Christian Times magazine's reports on Tommy Robinson.
Almost 10,000 people. This is the verdict. So the trial's ended, the jury are making their mind up, and this is the verdict. This is the verdict.
Are you arresting him?
We're been arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this.
Oh,
You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off
Yes.
your live feed?
Can you get me a solicitor?
Just turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah. I am being arrested.
It wasn't a breach of peace.
I've caused
I've
caused a breach of peace. I'm being arrested.
But the content of what you're
Can we just say
streaming.
The content of what I'm streaming, I'm being arrested for breach of the peace.
Tommy Robinson was wrongly arrested, falsely charged and imprisoned on the 25th of May 2018 at Leeds Crown Court, which raised an alarm and triggered worldwide protests contending our free speech is being eroded and taken away. Tommy Robinson's live broadcast as an independent reporter was not illegal and was in no way in breach of the law. The case being reported was that of 27 men and 2 females who were accused of serious offences involving rape and grooming of young children and girls. Tommy, reporting on the trial outside Leeds Crown Court, gave general information as to the background of the trial, and he reported that his live stream feed reached 10,000 viewers. He was waiting to report the outcome and the verdict of the court. Tommy named the accused and outlined their charges, all information in the public domain and in the court public records, this being in keeping with journalistic practice, as can be seen in the reporting by the Sikh Awareness Society, whose reporter was not arrested.
27 child abusers are on trial here today at Leeds Crown Court, out of which 2 are women. Out of the 27, 2 are also from Punjabi background. So Sasangaji, these men took advantage of young and vulnerable young children. Children as young as 11. In our eyes, they're babies. They abused very, very young children for over a number of years. And the charges against them range from trafficking, rape, racially aggravated assault, supply of class A drugs, the heroin, cocaine, false imprisonment, child abduction, taking indecent images of children, extreme pornographic material, and actual bodily harm, abduction. These people have done things that, you and me might never be able to imagine.
Tommy was arrested on suspicion of a breach of the peace or incitement. Within 5 hours he was tried and sentenced to 13 months imprisonment on a contempt of court charge. His actions were not in contempt of any court, as is claimed by the media. It was a lightning-fast arrest and sentence not known in our history. Normal procedure is for the police to make formal charges against the accused, and the defendant enters a plea in a magistrate's court, guilty or not guilty. Had Tommy made a not guilty plea, a trial would have had to take place, whereby the police would then have to produce the evidence to the court supporting their charges. For some reason, Tommy was persuaded to plead guilty, possibly with a view to avoid a remand in custody until a trial date, which could be for several months, during which time Tommy would have been locked up. We don't know why he pleaded guilty. Tommy's method of reporting at Leeds was no different to any other live media journalists, and the content of the live stream did not prejudice the jury or the case in question. It contained no content that was not already in the public domain. It could not prejudice the case in question. Thankfully, this live stream is preserved for us all to hear and see. Strict liability rule for contempt of court states you cannot publish any matter which creates a substantial risk of serious prejudice or impediment to the course of justice in legal proceedings, irrespective of the intention. Tommy Robinson did none of these things, and no evidence has been given by the prosecution that this was the case. On Tommy's sentence, All reporting of his arrest and the court trial was prohibited, and once news got out, it kicked off a worldwide protest in Europe, America, Germany, Canada, Australia, France, Japan and many other cities. The freedom of our speech is squashed, and Tommy's conviction is a miscarriage of justice.
They want to remove me, to silence me, to discredit me.
Do not be misled by those who do not know what happened, and by those who have a superficial view and only listen to biased media reports. One needs to listen to the evidence before jumping into the conclusion that Tommy was at fault. No, it is the police and the justice system that's at fault in this case. I don't think we've heard the last of this case. Come and join us in London, Saturday the 9th of June, 3 o'clock, a gathering outside 10 Downing Street.
The establishment has caved. The reporting restrictions on Tommy Robinson's case have now been lifted, in no small part thanks to the thousands of you that came out on Saturday and Sunday in central London. We proved to the political establishment that we will not remain quiet anymore.